guys know me so well. All right, so I'm marking each of my halfway points. 4, 4, 4, and then 5.5 and 5.5, and then 4 right here, so that I kind of know where to put things in relation. So now it comes down to, you want to start kind of measuring the buildings, right? Like, where do the buildings go? I'm seeing that this is like, I'm just looking to see if there's a good number. It's like 2/3 and then 1/2 is probably one way of looking at it. So this building, we're going to start with drawing the buildings, right? The shapes of the buildings. Here, let's see if I can get this in here. We want that. And then we want this. And we should also get this bottom. So if you're gonna make your painting go further, you'll just notice there's more ground than we can really see here, but that's okay. And yeah, let's see, this is 1. So to me, I can see, if I come here and I mark where I think about a little bit more than 1/3 is, 2. Yeah, I can actually see, I don't know if you guys can see this as I'm here, hold on, as I can see that if I mark here where my building, my first vertical line is going to go, and I check it, I'm like, okay, it's 1, 2, and then like 1/2. So that's what the measurement that you want. When I look here, I go 1, 2, maybe a little bit less than 1/2. You want it to be a little bit more than 1/3, but not 1/2. And then I can come here and mark that same thing. See how I took my fingers and I went up and measured it off the center, and I can come here. I'll do this, even though I don't go all the way down to the bottom. And then just using my pencil or a straight edge, I'll go. I'm gonna stop about here, I'm guessing. Here's my bottom here. Right, and then I'm going to do the same thing with the other side. I'm like, how do I check the measurement here? This is like, is it the same as here? 1, 2. It's a little bit wider. I don't know if you can see this. It's a little bit wider. Actually, it's almost 1/2 and 1/2. Actually, it's almost the same width. So you can just take this over here, go here, to draw your second building line. Why am I having you do this instead of doing exact measurements? We might not be using the same size paper. So proportions are more important than actual numbers. I'm gonna cut that here as well. And then once again, I'm gonna line up my ruler, or I could just draw it straight hand if I want to, but here is building number 2. So we've got building 1, 2, and 3. I'm going to say you can end your building wherever you want to, as long as you leave as long as you kind of leave, notice that the door kind of comes right up and under, these windows come right up and under the halfway point. So you want to leave enough space for them. Right, I like that. And then I think we have our kind of divisions about where things are. I'm going to draw this line in very lightly so that you can see that down here, I'm not dividing this exactly in half. I'm making my doorway wider on this side and narrower on this side.
Is it okay if we make it symmetrical?
Don't. I would rather you not. And the reason is that
I don't mean the balance of right to left. I mean like on the left where it's coming at an angle against the building.
What do you mean? Show me.
where the far left window is, a little more window shows on top than on.
Oh,
bottom.
yeah. You don't even have to include this window if you don't want to.
Okay, good.
You don't even have to include that. Yeah, you can make that a little bit more symmetrical if you want to. I mean, technically that's happening because we're not standing in front of it, but that's kind of one of those things that happens when you look at something through a camera, right? So I know that here is my halfway point, right? Even though I haven't really drawn it in, I know that here's my halfway point. I know that once I've got my door in, I know that my window kind of takes up most of this space, and it's the window. The window is a little bit, interesting. The window goes lower. If I were to measure it out, the window goes lower. Can you see this? Goes lower than the halfway point of the door. So make those windows low. And they are pretty much lined up next to each other. So I'm going to encourage you to embellish these as you want to. Once we get the basic shapes in, and once we get the grisaille painted, I'm going to encourage you, you can use what's here, or you can play around with this a little bit and add things to it. So much fun. All right, so we've got these guys. And then when I look at this, let's see, I want to see what's happening here. Now, if I run a couple of things, let's see. So if I'm running a line straight down from the top to the bottom on this side, I'm ignoring the shutters. The shutters will come in afterwards. See how the shutters kind of come out around this edge? I can see, one thing I want you to notice is that this window is slightly shorter than this window. Why would that be? Why does it look that way? Any idea? Why is this window, this top one, slightly shorter than this one? Did they build it shorter?
You cut it off.
Did I cut off?
I don't know. I
Oh.
didn't. Yes.
Yeah. They're like, sorry, the windows just have to get shorter and shorter as you go up. No, this window is bigger because it's closer to us. This one goes up, it becomes a little bit shorter. It looks shorter even though it's the same size. So remember to reflect that when you're drawing it. So you can do this if you want to, right? A very light edge and include your windows in this line. Oh, and by the way, it's basically one window space between windows. So I can come here, go up, one window space, right? But make sure as you go higher, we're actually going to be talking about this. Oops, looks like my internet connection is a little unstable. Can you guys hear me?
It sounds like it.
Okay,
Yeah,
I'm sure I'll
you're
get
going
back.
in and out. You're going in and out.
Maybe I'll leave for a second or just wait. Yeah, I can see. I'm going to leave the meeting and I'll come right back. No, I'm going to leave the meeting. Or maybe I'll just wait until the internet. Oh, that's annoying. Okay, looks like I'm back in. 1, 2. Oh, sorry, you guys. Here, take a picture of this. All right. So, all right, well, we're back to our old. This is our smaller screen. Here. So I'm going to put this here so you guys can see it. I think you all kind of get what you need to do. So it's not as important for you to watch me on this drawing, which is good because we don't actually. I don't think I can, well, here we go. This is more something I'm pointing out to the beginners who have a tendency, right, towards doing, trying to make things more equal than they should be. So it's the same here. These will line up here. Right, 1, 2. And then over here. And then if you decide to deal with the shutters, which I think are kind of neat, you know, you can add them out. Looks like the shutter kind of comes half in and half out over the side like this. There's some kind of neat shadows associated with them. So it might be worth it to try and get them in. There's some really cool reflections here, but you don't have to get them in. But if you want to, that can kind of add sort of depth to your windows. And I'm not getting too much into detail yet. Notice that, let's see, so on this window, 1, 2, it looks like this door, this line here, is exactly in the middle of this last piece. So I could just go halfway. And as usual, it looks like the door is a little bit, let's see, this is 1, 2. So if this is the halfway point, the door starts here at the halfway point between here and, is that right? No. Further over. Anyways, I don't know if you guys heard what I was saying before, but on Saturday, I'm going to show you how to draw looking up at a building, which is one of my specialties. I used to paint it all the time.
You're going to show what? You're going to show.
I'm going to show how to draw using one-point perspective looking up at a building.
Okay.
What to do as you look up and the top of the building moves away from you. It's a very cool perspective. I used to paint it all the time. Notice that these windows come down a little bit lower than these. And in fact, they line up kind of with the top of the shutter. So each house has its own kind of natural structure. And it's good to pay attention to that as you're doing it. Now here, it's just the same. It's like it kind of comes down a little bit lower than this guy. So once again, you'll see this window. So we're not really dealing with much perspective today. Yeah, Jean, this slant is the camera problem. So if you were only painting from photographs and you submitted this painting exactly the way it looked to an art school, they would know that you were painting from a photograph and they would see that as an error, right? Because that's not actually, that's a correction the camera makes because it's not the same as the human eye. There's this cool little awning here. And I think that's worth getting a few of the light little squares. And remember, as always, we are going to be keeping our lights light. I'm going to keeping our lights unpainted. This last door, let's see, if we just look at this building, where does this door start? 1. This door basically goes from here to here. It's not exactly in the center is all I'm gonna say about this. Oh, and notice the windows here go way down. So these windows are way lower. They might be the same width. They are the same width. Maybe that's the easiest way to do it is to measure the width of the windows, but they come down lower. And that means the door is lower. And there's this little pretty curly Q thing happening.
Shoot.
Notice that from here to here is a little bit less space than the full window. You can go up and then start a little bit down. And remember, of course, that this window is a little bit shorter than this window. And then let's see, 1, 2. Yep, and it just gets a little, the distances get a little bit truncated. I know we're adding this extra bit of window in that we can't see, but we can see it here, so. And then once again. So that's one of the things that's kind of neat about this picture is how the windows are all askew, right? They're not, none of them are quite, I mean, on the same building, they're the same height, but they aren't the same height as each other. So yeah, this is what we're basically going for. And then go ahead and outline those white rims because we are not going to paint those. We want to keep them here. You have a lot of pencil lines like I did right here. This one has a kind of nice white area in the middle. Let's see, what are other kind of neat things? So the shutters, so there's these shadows of the shutters. So these ones have little white tops and a little white bottom. And they've got these funky shutters, some of which you'll notice angle down and up as they turn out. This one's more straight. I think this is Valencia in Italy. I'm pretty sure. If you want to, you can sketch in this cool little curly Q. Design here, but you don't have to. Or you could put something else there. I want you to take this cityscape and make it your, once we get all the pieces, the building blocks in place, I want you to take this cityscape and make it your own. However, I do want you to pay attention to lights and darks and shadows. Anybody finding this strangely relaxing? Sketching in boxes and window shutters and I don't know. There's a nice little shadow here. Oh, look, it comes right over that white edge here on this side. Comes right down here. It actually spills over into the window pane itself. So this whole window pane isn't white. This part over here is a little bit grayer and darker. This guy is lighter. You can also see, once you get in the door frame on this one, you can see a tiny little bit of shadow casting in here, and it kind of reads as this strong diagonal line down. It's like there's a little extra step or something. I kind of like these curtains blowing. I think they're really pretty. And of course the bricks, notice, well, this is fun. If you're wanting to deal with the bricks, that while these maybe 3 or 4 lines are going fairly straight, notice that these start to go bend off. And none of them are at the same angle, and that these ones go this way. So if you want to get into it, actually, really, it's just these 3. So these, they're not parallel. None of them are parallel lines, right? They're not going parallel. This one's a little bit steeper, 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 steeper. And then you can run horizontal lines across, right? These are all going to one vanishing point that we can't really see. It's kind of neat. Oh, sorry. Here, I didn't even see that. Here. This is what I was trying to show you. Let me. All right. So did you guys see what I meant by that? Here, I'm going to redraw it. Ah, okay. Doing the best I can with the old technology. So if you will notice with the bricks, the ones that we're standing right in front of, these are fairly straight. And then these start to turn off this direction, but they are not parallel. Each angle goes a little wider, right? Because they're all going to one vanishing point. For those of you who've taken beginning drawing, they're all going to one spot. And then these go off this way. So this is slightly angled. This is, maybe that's a little too much of an angle. These go this way. So if you want some practice with that concept. So that means the base should be wider than the top on each pair, each grouping, if that makes sense. And then you can just vertically go across with a straight vertical line like this. You'll get kind of closer. They'll get closer to each other as you go farther away. There you go. Neat. All right, so if you'd like to send me your, oh, God, I can just, right. You can send me your painting, your drawing. Send me your drawing so I can take a look at it. We'll start with a very quick side painting. And this, by the way, looks really gorgeous. You're not going to want to miss this step, even though I know y'all want to get to the color. You're going to really love this because it looks so nice. So here, I'm going to take a picture of this. So you guys can see. Oh. Can somebody say something?
Hi.
Okay, great. So I'm not losing my mind here. You're all here. I can hear you. Thanks, Ed. All right, so I'm going to take a picture of this so you can see what it looks like. Already, it's kind of a pleasing composition, even though it's simple. And then for those of you who need to look at this, there it is. By the way, I appreciate you guys coming, even though you're free to do other things now. I appreciate that, like, you're still here with me online. I know your options are, I don't have you as a captive audience anymore.
What do you mean?
Well, you know, people can get out and do things now.
Oh, you mean that?
Yeah, so I appreciate everybody who's here. It's been, as we know, it's been a little light on attendance this week, and I really think it's because, you know, people can get out. And all the power to them. So I appreciate those who are staying in with me. You do not have to. Now, if you have, I know there was some trouble with mixing last week. Does anybody have Payne's Gray? Do you have Payne's Gray, the color?
I do.
Okay, if you've got Payne's Gray, you can use that to do this step. You don't have to mix. Yay. If you don't have Payne's Gray, we're going to try again with the mixing of crimson and green. Let's see. Is it better? So you'll want to mix, and I'll take a picture of this, of course, because we're on the old system. So you're going to want to take quinacridone. And remember, quinacridone as a color is pretty powerful. And viridian green. And you want to mix them together till you get a gray. And if you're gray, and then you want to test it right over here, right? So if you're gray, oops, sorry. So here we go again. So if your gray is too green or red, you'll just want to add more red or green, or you might want to even pick it up like this and bring a little dot of it up here down. We obviously don't want something this dark. We want something that's lighter. See, that's looking a little bit red to me. There we go. So this is, here, I'll put the colors separate. Green, green, plus quinacridone.
Leah, what if we don't have quinacridone?
What do you have? Do you not have Payne's gray?
Nope.
You don't have quinacridone red? Do you have permanent red?
I have cadmium alizarin.
Alizarin should work,
Okay.
but it'll be a different color gray. It'll be sort of darker. So it'll probably be but I think that'll still work. So it's Viridian green
I've got that.
plus cool red, let's say,
Okay.
equals gray. And then plus water, which is kind of where we want it. We want it at about this value. Here, I'll take a picture of this so you can see all of this. There we go. And like I said, take the time to mix it. So take the time. Notice, try not to get too heavy-handed with the red. And then you'll see I have this little sort of rim of color down here that I've mixed. So then I'm once again going to the darkest areas. And I'm lightly painting them in. It's actually so light, I could probably go a little bit darker. But I don't want to go very dark on this layer because I'm going to put other colors in on top. So I'm just kind of going light gray. Here. What's going on? Oh, all kinds of internet problems. Internet problems. Try to. So I'm really literally going to the, hey, don't do that. I'm really literally going to the darkest areas. But they don't look very dark, not on this layer. Watering it down. I can go a little darker. I know it's like super dark. Just like any other, right, watercolor painting. Or in my school of watercolor painting, just like any other watercolor painting. Not everybody teaches it this way. I'm doing the darker area, the darkest areas first, and I'm leaving everything else unpainted for now. I want to get in those darks. But you'll find this is a really lovely beginning. It looks really neat. And take a picture of it because once you cover it up, you'll kind of miss it, this sweet little grayscale. See how I'm getting those guys in. And like I said, really take liberties, you guys. If you want other things in your painting, if you want to change how your windows look, I'm really open. I want you to make this city yours. And that's why you can look at the original if you want to. But you don't have to. I'm painting in the shutters too and the shadows. Really, this is great practice for is color mixing, for mixing your grays. Hello, lady. What animals are joining us today?
Julia has already been here. She's abandoned me.
Oh, little brat.
Didn't
So
get enough
ungrateful.
attention.
I like this shadow here, so I'm
He
I'm
cleaned his
getting,
sulky on the ottoman because I wouldn't let him sit on my lap while I'm.
oh, while you're painting, I know, they're so, right. I love these little curtains and the windows and the doorways. It's very charming. I don't think I've ever been to Valencia. I was in Italy like twice. But okay, notice I'm not painting the building colors yet. I want you to think about this. Before we get to that, we're really getting the darkest area. So I'm also getting the bricks down here. Dang it, just not built for this purpose anymore, buddy, are you? Isn't that charming? Totally cute. I know, I just find these so adorable. Hi, lady. Lana, by the way, I had the same reaction to Gina that you did. I've just been thinking she's glowing.
She looks so happy. It's lovely.
And she's a stunner. She's absolutely very, very pretty. Like so pretty. Not that pretty is important, but wow, she does look pretty. So pretty. When we look at these building colors, how would you rank them from light to dark?
2, 2, and 3.
2, and this is slightly darker, believe it or not. Just a
half and 3 then.
2.5 and 3. Yeah, I'd say that, right? Like 2, 2.5, and 3. So maybe even 3.5. That could be dark. So when you decide what colors, so we can start with like, I don't know, a super light, just a super light gray wash. Almost all water. Very light. Going around the white areas, of course, right? So I'm avoiding these shutters. I want you to go light. Oh yes, you might want to get rid of these lines if you added extra lines if you added them into before you paint over them. They don't leave so well. What am I gonna do with you? Yep, see, if you go over them when you've cut paint, they'll just get sort of harder. So get rid of, learn, don't do what I do what I say. Learn from me. And don't. So you want them to be light. You want it to be just a slight gray wash, very slight.
Hey,
So that
Julia. You're here.
whatever. Hi, Julia.
Oh, but it's so hard to paint with a cat in the lap.
It is.
I know.
But it's so great too, right?
Yeah, she's been a lap cat all day.
Oh.
He's such a mommy's girl.
And you'll maybe want to make this gray slightly darker. So if we look at the, here, I'll send a picture over so you guys can see this, really see it.
Was Gina happy for her painting?
She sounds like she loved them. Jean, you were
Well,
there.
She only got one painting, and then she got a picture of my painting because the frame and the mat haven't arrived yet.
Did she get Mary Ann's painting?
No, not even a picture.
Mary Ann's still working on it?
Yep.
That's okay. It's worth waiting for.
Yeah. And Sheila's seen it. So Sheila, Gina's partner, was like, it's really good.
Here we go. Here is how we are with the gray everywhere. And then I want to remind you guys what the actual colors are, just for the fun of it. So our lightest color is not in the actual picture, is not, you know, it's not yellow. It's the yellow is in the middle. But I really want to encourage you, any color at all, as long as it can be any two colors is all. So your next step while you're waiting for things to dry here is to do a test and show me colors that look like the lightest, medium, and dark when they are put next to each other. So what does that look like? That looks like this. Let's see. I have any more paper. That was going to happen. Sorry. Sorry about that. I'm looking to see if I have any. I'm going to get a little bit more. Well, I'll just use scrap paper, I guess. It's not exactly the same as watercolor paper, but I think I'll do. So whatever colors you put down, when you put them next to each other on your testing paper, I'm going to say, let's see. I might do kind of a light purple. I have this light lavender color that's really pretty. So I might lay that down. That's kind of dark. And let's try gamboge in the middle. So if I put these, well, and sorry, and then let's see, what would be a good brighter color, darker color, maybe. I'm blanking. Maybe like a burnt sienna. No, I don't like that. I'll mix it with cadmium red. So you can mix your colors or you can pull them right off the tube, whatever you get that you like. But the key is so this is what these colors look like. I'm not sure I want these colors, but right. But if these were the colors I was putting next to each other, this is what they look like in color. And then I'm going to take a picture of them and turn it into a black and white. Let's see. So I'm going to take this same picture and edit it. Yep. Here we go. So can you guys see that? So here's the black and white version. So what I want is for my colors to be kind of similarly light here, but then I want it to read as darker here. And I can see when I turn this picture into a black and white that works. So this color combination could work if I wanted to. Kind of. Change that a little bit. So once this dries, I can go back in and add in probably my darkest color first. want to do it light yellow though. There we go. So I'm going in with I'm deciding to go yellow on my building color. And wherever there's a shadow, I'll mix a tiny, tiny bit of purple in. So there's this shadow here, color here. I'll take yellow and I'll mix a touch of purple in with my yellow to create a shadow, a darker, shadowier yellow. To get my really darks of my windows, I recommend ultramarine blue and burnt umber. Makes a beautiful dark. You could also mix Viridian green and alizarin crimson. That also makes a really beautiful dark. It's up to you. And I'm happy to, please ask me about these mixes again. I know I'm sort of sending a lot of information your way. You may or may not be ready for it. So see, now I can come in and get darker. Nice. Tashween. Yeah, that's looking great, Tashween. Go for it. Start your grisaille. So start your gray scale, and then you can pick your colors to go on top. Do whatever you want. You can stick with the colors. You can make these brick colors. You can make them blue. Now you just get to have fun with it. Be careful. I think you guys all know now not to go too dark right away, right? So you know where your darks are. Hello, everyone. No, where are you going? Oops. Here's my beautiful girl. Okay. All right, let's try this again. I'm gonna leave you on this camera. Let's try turning on the new one. Thank you for your service, camera.
Oh,
Try this. Let's try again. Check this out. Better color, isn't it?
yeah,
And a
Looks
bigger
nice.
image.
looks nice.
Yeah. Now it's hard to pick the yellow.
I think my painting looked better without all the details.
It's hard to know with a painting like that how far to go.
Yeah, we'll see how it goes, but
Right.
now I've started adding in details, so I have to finish it.
You sound so bummed
Next
about
time I
that.
might do just the blocks. I like the blocks.
So I decided to switch things up, make this lightest color on the right yellow and use a kind of turquoise blue.
Oops, Daisy.
So this exercise, besides being really fun, because it's kind of hypnotic, right? All these little boxes, all these lines. It's also teaching us about associating, correlating of value and color, which can be tricky. So right now, once I add in this color, and you can go darker than me, just make sure your values, your whole buildings could be darker than mine. Just make sure that the values still check out, lighter, slightly darker, darkest. And I've got this last one. Woo. So you can recognize that this red is much darker in value than the blue next to it. And you can see as I start to add this in, that I'll have to go back and re-darken all the windows. They're not dark enough yet.
Yeah, that's where I'm at.
Maybe Diana, go in and add some, if you're, can you send it to me?
Yeah.
I might have a suggestion about how to simplify it. That'll make you happier with it again. Not that you're unhappy with it, you know what I mean. I'm sure you're not unhappy with it, just saying.
I don't know. I really liked it when it was just building blocks.
Just the, you mean just the shapes?
Yeah. I thought that was not cool. But you know, this is another kind of
work.
yeah.
It's hard to know kind of when to stop.
But now I have to like correct things. So I think this came out a little bit crooked, the picture I took, but
yeah, Addie, that's looking great. So just do light washes over everything. So light washes over everything else. Doesn't that already look like a cool painting? It already looks like a cool painting. You're muted, sweetie. I can't hear you. Yeah, I see what you mean, Diana. You know what I would do? I would take the windows out again. You know what I would do? I would take out the white parts. I would make the windows simpler. So
yeah.
You know what I mean? Like if you get rid of the white crosses and just make them dark, and then maybe some of the windows slightly lighter, but without those white crosses, I think you'll like it better.
Yeah, I'll see. I mean, now that I've got into details into this, I'll probably do it.
Just do it, right? I get it. I see why it's bothering you though.
Yeah, and
I get
then
it.
next time I'll just do the blocks.
Yeah, try it again. Or
Yeah.
another version.
Yeah, another version.
That looks really great, Addie. Really, really great. How fun. Anybody else want to send me what they're working on? I noticed with this one, everybody gets very sort of like nobody talks. Like people are just like painting. Nobody's talking.
But that looks pretty. That looks really pretty.
Doesn't that look neat? It's so, this grisaille, I'm like, that Sandra like showed me is totally, I'm completely in love with it. I just think as it helps. I haven't finished it yet, but.
I had meant to send mine when it was just the gray, but I saw Gina's picture of Maya Wiley and got distracted.
I know.
It's nice, isn't it?
Yeah. Oh, I like the yellow here and the reds here, Jean. So just push this a little bit darker.
Oh
and
yeah,
just,
I'll get them.
yeah, it's gorgeous. Isn't it neat? Isn't it just like the cutest thing? I feel like we're sitting on a cobble street in, you know, Italy somewhere is what it feels like. So it's reading better here. Better get some darts. Not too many. I thought you guys would appreciate that I'm much less of a hard ass in watercolor than I am in anything else. Not so damn demanding. I'm also happen to be at this moment of doing very, very loose painting for all of my practice right now because I'm trying to get ready for a show of very loose paintings. And I found it really impacts everything I do. So I get much less, I just think I just get much less demanding about how, you can get much looser, simpler with how you work. It's funny how your work will go in phases. You'll find it. As your skills increase, you can do more. You'll find it's interesting what you choose to do. There we go. I like the vibe, you guys. You're all very mellow. I like this. This is good. I'm actually going to go in with a little bit of white. See if I can. I've got a little sloppy with some of my darks. So I'm going over with white to see if I can recapture. And actually, now that I've done that, I think I want my trim to be a different color. So my trim will be. Okay, now that I've got this in, I'm going to defy the color laws I gave you. I'm going to turn these. I'm going to see if I can. Oh, no, maybe I don't want to do that here. Hold on. Better idea. I'm going to defy doing. Yes, I am. I'm going to make my door jamb, my window jambs different colors. So I think that will make my painting look prettier. I think I like it better. No, Hashween, that's looking great. How's it feel to be back? She's back. Great work. Grant, would love to see where you're at with this. Alana and Eugene would love to see where you guys are at with this. Ooh, Addie, have fun. So now that you've got these colors in, you're gonna want to go way darker in these windows, as you know, right? Like this would go way darker. Really nice. Nice, nice. Are you enjoying it? Yeah, that's the important thing. The most important thing, more important than how they look, but I just think they're so cute. Let's see here. I don't call it,
It's annoying to run out of paint when it's half an hour left.
Are you totally out of paint?
Yeah, I mean, on my palette.
On your palette, yes.
Yeah.
Maybe it'll encourage you to go an extra hour if you fill up again.
Yeah. I have a board meeting tonight, so I have to.
Oh, God, work.
I know. It's been intense work for a while.
Yeah. When do you get to take a break?
Well, you know, with this kind of order in the world, it's hard to take a break.
It is really hard to take a break, isn't it?
Yeah.
Let's see. Oh, Grant, that's great. So now just go ahead and darken your windows so that they, so you can go in with the darker layers so that your color pops a little bit more. I'm trying to go in and, I don't know, I might have overworked this, but we'll see.
Looks nice.
Thank you.
What's worth doing is worth overdoing, right?
Overdoing, right? Exactly. And Grant, I'd like to see a couple details in there that make this feel like a real place and not just boxes. So you can work with the photos, but also you can, add in your own detail too. Little window details.
hear a dog barking.
That's in my neighborhood. At about this time, at about 4:30 or 5 o'clock, all the dogs start barking at each other. It's like that live in the neighborhood. It is like cocktail doggy hour. Like they're all like, "Hey Joe, bark bark. Hey Charlie, bark bark. Hi Thatcher, bark bark." They all start barking at the same time. It's really cute, almost every day. Bark, bark, bark. I'm important. Bark. Hey, pay attention to me.
Inkling wants to say hi.
Inkling. Oh, hi, sweetie.
Actually,
She's a
he just
girl.
won't sit on my lap while I'm not paying attention to him while I'm painting.
I feel like he's always up there.
He holds me hostage. He gets in my lap and he won't move.
Look at his little cute face, though. He's so damn cute. So darn cute.
Yeah, animals makes life worth living.
They do. I'm not sure people make animals' lives worth living. Some animals have great lives.
Our animals do.
Yeah. Can you guys believe you've got, ooh, Eugene, I like the sort of reddy oranges you've got going in your grays here. They're very pretty. I'll show you where mine is now. And in fact, this might be a good time for the reveal. Let's take off the tape and see if it improves things. Usually it does. Oh, yeah. Oh, there you go. It does, look at it. It does finish it in a way,
It does.
in a weird like way. I'm not trying to rush you guys. We've got about 20 minutes left. But does it feel like 2 hours went by? Like an hour and a half? Almost 2 hours? Crazy.
It does not.
Yeah, that actually doesn't look too bad. Added more colors. Oh, nice, Tashween. That's beautiful. That's great. Just keep darkening your darks, and if you want to, like I kind of went a little off the res and started coloring the window hedges. Do whatever you want now. Now you can kind of play with this and do as you will. Doesn't matter if you quote unquote mess it up. The important thing is to have fun. While I'm at it, I'll grab a little bit more tea. I'll be right back. Ooh, I like that. Seems to be better actually.
Leah, what color did you use to make your dark darks? Leah.
Leah abandoned us.
She did. She's abandoned us.
As we go into our last couple weeks of watercolor, is there anything anybody wants to do in particular? Do you want to do more city scenes? I was thinking we might do like a, I don't know, a Venice boat scene or some Venice canal scene, or maybe just sailboats on the water or something. Anybody have
Yeah,
requests?
can you hear us?
I can.
Okay.
Okay.
You didn't
Yeah.
hear me ask, how do I get the dark? What do I mix to get the dark colors again?
Oh, sorry, I was making tea, that's why. Actually wasn't here. The dark color is burnt umber and ultramarine blue.
Ah.
And don't water it down. You want to make that very dark. So
Yeah, would we be able to do like fabric or like dresses or like fashion? And
I could maybe, so I'm not really a fashion person, but I could maybe find some pretty cloth that we could try. That might be kind of fun. What else? What do you guys like? Does that have interest to you? Anybody else? So we have a vote for fashion. What else? Fabrics?
That fashion might be fun to do something completely different.
Right. I mean, when you say fashion, you don't mean like drawing those long, skinny model dresses that are 10 times the size of real people, right? Like, you're not talking about that.
I guess I'm just thinking fabric, clothes,
Clothes. Yeah, we could do clothes.
like Roman.
Like
sculptures.
like Roman ruin, like what? Like Roman togas or something? Why the heck not? Oh, maybe I could find a sculpture where there's some of that. That might be a neat way to do it. Grant, what about you? What would you like to see us do? You want to do fishies? You do. I feel like you do the fish so well.
A whole underwater scene might be fun with coral and
Ooh,
octopuses and stuff.
I'll look that up. Maybe fabric. And then we're going to go into drawing fundamentals. But you guys can keep painting if you want to. Just so that you know, if you want to keep painting, you're totally welcome to. Also, on Friday morning/afternoon, depending on where you are, we'll continue on with watercolor for a bit longer. So starting in June, on Tuesday nights, there's going to be East Coast time. There will be an abstract painting class taught by my friend Carista Trask. Wednesday will turn into figure drawing. So Wednesday night, that's Wednesday East Coast, so a little bit later on the West Coast, Wednesday night West Coast time. Thursday, this class will become a beginning drawing class. I don't want to say beginning drawing, I want to say drawing fundamentals. Friday will stay watercolor. Saturday is going to stay drawing fundamentals. And Sunday, pastel landscapes. And Sunday afternoons, oil and acrylic painting. So right now we're doing still lifes, but this is also a class, it's a 3-hour class on Sundays. So you can totally jump in and work on your own paintings. You can work on the assignment. Everybody's kind of at different levels. Like Jean, you could totally jump back in and do your thing and work on finish your still life that you started. We're going to eventually move to figure painting. So we'll end up doing some figure drawing in there, which will lead to figure painting. Probably have one model for a few weeks.
Finger painting.
Yeah, that's what you wish I said. Actually, I think you're gonna be really pleased at where you are when you come back to it. Grant and Jean, I think you're gonna be really pleasantly surprised. Addie, oh well, I guess this is not really an issue because we're not going into. Does your mom have issues with using nude models?
My mom says that I'm probably not going to do the figure drawing for like maybe a year.
Okay, well, we're not
No.
doing figure drawing in this class, so don't worry. Thursdays will stay
Yeah.
not figure drawing. Yeah.
Okay.
Okay, just checking. Yeah, because that is nude figures, and I know you've got a lot of brothers and sisters running around there, and yeah, maybe in a year. I think that's when Emma started doing figure drawing. Is when she was 12. Yep, works for me. Oops, sorry. Stop. Just trying to get back to WhatsApp. Where is it? This is so neat. I heard that. What, did you get too dark someplace?
My black just went woo, right into the white. So.
Yeah, darn it. Tap it off with your blankie.
Well, I wiped it off, but
Yeah, there's still a little bit. I had a little bit of that too.
I'm gonna have to do the white edges actually in white. So
Addie, let's see. Oh, wow. Yeah, Addie. That worked out well. Love it. Woo! Touchscreen, that's great. Take off the tape. Take off the tape. It's the fun part. Show us what it looks like when you take off the tape. Oh, these are great. Isn't this fun?
Taking the tape off is satisfying. Taking the tape off is very satisfying.
Yes, and also, isn't this just a fun assignment? Aren't these fun to do? Kind of simple, but like colorful and fun and like making you feel about city life. Oh yeah, Grant. Yeah. Yeah. Great. I know this seems like a simple assignment, but there was a lot going on here in terms of perspective, darks and lights, and associating color with value. So there was a lot of learning happening here. I decided to keep it, Diana and I actually reviewed these together, and I decided to keep them simple for a reason, so we could focus on those things. I feel like I've been hitting you guys pretty hard with assignments. And I think you did really well today. Very nice.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, I have so many details. I improved a little bit with the water though. I haven't touched one house yet. So
Right.
I'm gonna take a picture of this. Might just be in a super awkward stage. Let's hope that.
Let's hope that it's in the awkward stage.
I sent it to.
Let's see. Yeah, you kind of went down a path, right? Sends
Yeah.
you down a path. Yeah, exactly, Eugene, Ilana, exactly. That's, I think this was nice. Oh, I don't know, Lana, I think it's coming in pretty nicely. I do see, it looks to me like the window line here is going down. I see you haven't touched the buildings yet. That's just the truth. The water looks great. Just keep going. And then you can take out whatever you don't want. Oh yeah, Toshween, that looks great. Great. All right. So fabric is going to be taken into consideration, maybe an underwater scene with fish. That might be kind of fun. We'll come up with some fun things to do. Tomorrow we're doing lemurs because that was the request. So
Make Sandra happy.
yes, because my job is to make Sandra happy. Which I got on the recording. So great work, everybody. Art at Work people, remember to keep recruiting your colleagues to come in. Like we're adding classes, more classes that I think are going to be great for beginners to come in. You know, classes where you can try different processes and work with different teachers. So totally, let's keep encouraging people to come in and join, because it's pretty great. And Addie, I think we're on your last lesson right now. So I think I'll check in with your mother and see. So I hope you'll just keep coming back. Excellent. All right, Grant. All right, Lana, Eugene, Diana, good luck at the board meeting tonight. Toshween, great to see you. Jean, as always, great to see you. Jean, call me anytime before 11 your time.
Okay.
Okay.
Before 11 my time? Before 11
Yeah.
your
No, before 11 your time.
Okay.
Yeah, because after that, although don't call as early as 9. Let's say, can you call between 10 and 11? If it's either going to be between 10 and 11, or because I start teaching at 8 a.m. my time. I started teaching at 11 your time.
Okay, or after, what's the afternoon? Because I don't know what.
I would say any time in the afternoon. You just tell me. Yeah, that works. So after 10 a.m., which is 11, 12, after 1, anytime after 1 is fine. So between 10 and 11 your time, or anytime after 1. Have you got your new consultant yet? Oh, let me turn off the recording. Hold on, stop. Let me